We are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. If you're coming on, please hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly, Dolly, everybody, and let them know on this beautiful Monday, October the 10th, 2022, the Ramonepreston Show is live. And I'm super excited on this beautiful Millionaire Monday. If you're coming on live, do me a quick favor. Please, sir, please, ma'am, hit that like button, hit that share button, and tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know we are live right here on the Ramonepreston Show. Entrepreneurs, beware. Entrepreneurs, beware. Let me write that down. Entrepreneurs, beware. Entrepreneurs, beware. If you're coming on and you're an entrepreneur, I need you to beware. Please hit the like button, hit the share button, tag somebody and let them know that the Ramonepreston Show is live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Before we get started, please be sure to put in the comments what city you're watching your boy from. Put in the comments what city you're watching your boy from. And for all of you, whether you know me or you don't know me, I want to say welcome, welcome, welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. I'm your host, Ramonepreston, every Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon, Eastern Standard Time, just like today on this beautiful Monday, October the 10th, 2022. I show up here on this show every Monday through Friday to share information with you like I am today. Information that's designed to help you start, help you structure, help you scale your business, your ministry, your income streams, and your wealth building dreams. And you ain't got to tell me. I already know. If you're watching this show, you ready to get that bag. If you're watching this show, you ready to take your life to the next level. If you're watching this show, you ready to do some powerful things on this planet. And you probably already know in order for you to do it, there's a level of information that you need. There's a level of strategy that you need. There are some resources that you need. And that's why I show up on this show every Monday through Friday. And just in case you don't know, what qualifies me to share this information is everything that I share on this show, I live in my own personal life. Everything I share on this show, I have proven that it works, whether it's holding companies, whether it's creative tax strategies, whether it's principles and practices on sales or marketing or financial systems or operational systems or hiring staff or doing grassroots work to build a business from the ground up, whether it's developing products and services. I've done it all and I continue to do it. And that's why I package a lot of that experience that I have in the form of courses and programs and coaching and consulting and information-based value like this show, so that you can not only know that I know what I'm talking about, but you can actually see it. Because when you Google Ramonepreston, when you Google Ramonepreston Enterprises, when you Google Ramonepreston University, guess what's going to happen? You're going to find out that everything I say on this show, I'm living in my own life. And when you cross-reference it with other experts and other people who might be in my space, guess what you're going to find out? I know what I'm talking about, and I'm actually living it. So I want to say welcome to the show. Thank you for being a part of our business and even our ministry community. Thank you for supporting what we do on this show. This is a part of my assignment. Today, I really want to heighten your awareness. I really want to sound the alarm. That's why the topic of today's show is Entrepreneurs Beware. Entrepreneurs beware. And the one thing that I want you to be aware of are the things called economic contractions. Now, few things I want to cover. My wife and I, we have a lot of good relationships with people. We have relationships with lenders. Of course, we're in real estate, so we have relationship with lenders, appraisers, home inspectors, attorneys, CPAs. These are all the people that you have to have a relationship with, especially when you're in real estate. But I think because we've been in real estate so long and we have so many good quality relationships, it has helped us to understand the economy differently. It's given us somewhat of an advantage. It's given us the leverage to understand the world of economics, because in order for a real estate transaction to happen, there are a lot of pieces of the puzzle that have to come into play. So you got to have appraisers, you got to have mortgage brokers, you got to have banks and institutions, you got to have lawyers and CPAs and experts. You got to have a lot of people in these spaces involved in this real estate deal in order for it to work. And because of that, we talk to these people regularly. And so just this past weekend, I was actually a part of a group session that had a couple different speakers talking about the economy, talking about where we are in the economy and how things are going to continue to look moving forward. Now, I've been talking about this for the last month or so because I've been having these regular conversations with people. And I'm not just talking about a cousin or a close family member or somebody I consider myself a colleague with. No, I'm talking about listening to people who are worth hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm talking about people who are worth billions of dollars. I'm talking about people who work with some of the biggest companies and entities on this planet, and all of them are pretty much saying the same thing. And what all of them are pretty much saying is there's going to be an economic contraction. This is what everybody's saying. You ain't got to hear it from me, because you might think, hey, I'm just one of the little guys, so I might not know necessarily what I'm talking about. But a lot of people, I'm gonna write this down so you can take notes. A lot of people that I'm listening to, a lot of people that I'm getting information from, a lot of people that are in high places, that are in a lot of wealthy circles, a lot of them are saying that we, just as a society, not just as entrepreneurs, but just as a society, whether we are working class people, whether we're W-2 employees, whether we're legitimate entrepreneurs, a lot of people are saying across the board economically, there is a coming, not attraction, but a coming contraction. There is an economic contraction that is on the horizon. But here's the truth, and this is really a part of some of the conversations that I just had this past weekend, not just personally with people that we have in our circle, but listening to people in high places. So one of the gentlemen that I was listening to this past weekend, he's worth a couple $100 million personally, and he has literally worked with $1 trillion companies. Do you hear me? He's worked with $1 trillion companies. Now, if you were one of those, like conspiracy theorists, or if you're just one of those woke folk who don't believe nothing you hear on the internet, I don't even know why you watching me, to be honest. But if you're just one of those people, you're always skeptical, you always analyzing and criticizing, and your skepticism keeps you stuck, this doesn't apply to you. But for those of you who are at least rational enough, and you are clear enough to hear me and understand that everybody ain't lying. Some people are telling the truth about what's going on economically. And all we have to do is look at the writing on the wall. So back to my point. This one gentleman, while he was talking, he was saying the same thing everybody else is saying, that we need to really pay attention to how we operate economically within the next 18 to 24 months, okay? So if you're taking notes, you need to really pay attention to what I'm saying and write some of these things down. No matter where you are, whether you're a W-2 employee, 1099, or you're a legitimate business owner, an entrepreneur, what you need to do is pay very close attention to what you're doing economically within the next 18 to 24 months. Okay? So I want you to look at your calendar and look at, okay, where does the next 18 to 24 months take me? Well, 24 months from now, that's going to take you to October of 2024. So that means 18 months from now will take you to what? Maybe March or April of 2024. So either way, for the remainder of this year, October, November, December, for all of 2023, and for maybe 3 to 6 months or more of 2024, the next 18 to 24 months, you need to be paying close attention. You need to be dialing in on what are you actually doing economically. What am I doing economically? What should I be doing economically? There are a lot of things that you should be doing, and I'm going to talk about a few of those things. But I want you to at least heighten your awareness on. I can't just wake up every day, go to work, run my business, try to make money, pay my bills, and just hope that I'm gonna have a big windfall. That's not how you pay attention and dial in to your activities economically. The way you pay attention and dial in is you start educating yourself more about money. You start building a better relationship with money. You start leaning in, not contracting, but you start leaning in on information that can help you become more acquainted with this idea or this concept of money. Because the thing is, if you chasing money, whether it's on a job or through a business, if you're chasing a bag, if you're trying to get financially free, if you're trying to become better economically, and you do not have a good relationship with money because you don't know enough about money, ain't none of that stuff gonna work. I know people right now today, I personally know, not people I saw on the internet, not people I read about. I personally know people right now who don't have a problem waking up every day making money. They know how to get up and make money. The problem is they do not know how to manage the money or multiply the money that they make because of their lack of relationship with money. Because they do not study, they do not train, they do not learn, they are not growing. And so it doesn't matter how much money they get in their hands, the quicker they get the money, the quicker that money goes. Why? Not because they can't make money, but because they do not have the financial literacy. They do not have a relationship with money. And so one of the first things that you need to do, this is why the show's title today is Entrepreneurs Beware. If you are a full-time entrepreneur or a part-time entrepreneur, if you delve in business on any level, you need to beware. Because if you have a job and you're working a business on the side, you have to beware, because if you don't have a relationship with money, you're probably not making money in your business, and you're probably using money from your job to fund your business, but your business is not equipped to make money. So you're just losing money. It's like taking money from your job and flushing it down the toilet because your business is not a business that's equipped to make money. If you are a full-time entrepreneur, meaning that every day you wake up, you work a business, you do not have a regular job, you definitely need to beware, all caps. You need to beware, because you ain't got nothing to fall back on. And so if you are not taking the necessary steps and actions to learn more about money, well, what do I need to learn about money? Do I need to learn about credit? Do I need to learn about banking? Do I need to learn about loans? Do I need to learn about taxes? You need to learn about all of it, because all of it makes up economic education. So when I was on this call just this past weekend, this multimillionaire was saying that he has experience working with trillion-dollar companies. He's worked with trillion-dollar companies, okay? Companies that are worth trillions of dollars he's worked for. And he said that the next 18 to 24 months are going to be very, very critical to everybody, but especially to entrepreneurs and small business owners. And there's a lot of reasons why. Okay, but here's what the point he was making. The point he was making was a lot of entrepreneurs are going to default to economic contraction. What that means is we're in a time right now where things are starting to slow down. Things are starting to contract. They're starting to tighten up a little bit. And what happens is entrepreneurs, they start falling back. They start contracting with the economy. If things slow up, they slow up. If people stop spending money, they stop spending money. If things stop growing, they stop growing. If things ain't moving the way they used to move, they stop moving the way they used to move. This is what the typical entrepreneur does. And if you are an entrepreneur that works a job as well, you have to beware. You have to be very careful because you got something to fall back on. You're really not all in on your business. So that can be good and bad because you're not all in on your business. So I would love to know very quickly in the comments if you are a full-time entrepreneur or if you're bivocational. So put in the comments, let me know if you're a full-time entrepreneur, if that's all you do every day is business, or if you are an entrepreneur part-time because you work a full-time job, or both. So just let me know, entrepreneur or entrepreneur and employee, or maybe you're just an employee. I would love to know, where are you on that spectrum? Just please put in the comments and let me know. If you're an entrepreneur full-time, just put in the comments, full-time entrepreneur. If you're not, just put in the comments, entrepreneur / W-2 employee as well. Or maybe you're just a W-2 employee. All right? Because wherever you are in your career, whether it's a W-2 employee, whether it's a entrepreneur or both, that's going to weigh heavily on how you move in the next 18 to 24 months. It's going to weigh heavily on it. And just because you've already been, educated about business, just because you've done business, just because you're clear on what you want to do, or you might have a little experience under your belt, it don't mean what's happening right now ain't going to affect you. Because what you did in the past is not really going to weigh heavily on what you do now and in the future moving forward if you don't continue to expand. Because there are a lot of people who got money. There are a lot of people who have had success. There are a lot of people who have done great things, but because they are not aware, they did not make the necessary adjustments. They didn't prepare for inflation. They didn't prepare for a contraction. And when the economic contraction started, they didn't know what else to do but to respond to the contraction. And instead of them expanding, they started contracting. And so how do I stop the economic contractions in my own life? How do I stop falling back? How do I stop slowing my progress down? How do I stop becoming a victim to what's happening economically? Well, you got to make that decision that, you know what, I got to learn more about money. I got to get more money motivated. I got to start leaning in to this idea and to this belief and to this thought that the more money I have, the more options I have to do the things I want to do, to help the people I want to help, to make the decisions I want to make. And so it all ties into me being able to lean in, not contract, but lean in so that I can make more money. And there are some people who don't want more money. There are some people who don't care about more money. And they don't want more money or don't care about more money because they have not built a healthy relationship with money. They don't even understand why it's important for them to have money. They don't understand the purpose of money. And so it weighs heavily on you being able to understand that I've got to figure out all of what I need to figure out when it comes to money. I need to know the purpose of money. I need to get a better relationship with money. I have to work on my why. Why do I want money? Why do I need money? Why money facilitates the things that I do? Why is it important for me to go out here and get as much money as I can? I got to figure that stuff out. And all of that comes with financial literacy. I'm telling you, this plays a big, big role. And so again, for the next 18 to 24 months, I'm not just saying this. I was just on a call where 2 multimillionaires were saying this. One of the guys worked for a couple $1 trillion companies that exist. And he was saying, we need to literally dial in on what we want to do financially or economically for the next 18 to 24 months. So for example, you may be sitting at a place in your life where you're like, you know what? I'm at an age where I need to be financially free. I got too many people I need to help. I got too many things I want to do. I got too many places I want to go. I got a lot of stuff that I need to accomplish. And you might be at a place in your life or age in your life, or you may have just had certain experiences up to this point that you've already made the decision that whatever I got to do to change my financial situation, I'm willing to do. Well, once you get to that point, now you got to start doing the math on, well, how much do I really want? How much do I really want? So if you had 18 to 24 months to work towards a certain financial goal, what would that financial goal be? Would it be for you to have $1 million in 2 years? Would it be for you to make $1 million every year for the next 2 years? Would it be for you to make a couple $100,000 and be financially free and be out of debt? But you got to do the math on that. And if you don't like doing the math, if you don't know the numbers behind this, if you can't quantify this on paper or with a calculator, a lot of this ties to your lack of financial literacy. It's a lack of financial literacy. And financial literacy empowers you to make the right economic decisions. And when you become more financially literate, meaning that the more I learn about money, the more I learn about how to make money, how to take my ideas and turn them into products and services and convert them into cash, the more I learn about sales and marketing, the more you learn about this stuff, the better off your life is going to be, okay? And then the more you learn about money, you're going to learn about how to not just make it, but how to manage it. How do I keep this money, like recycling within my life and within the ecosystem of my business so that the money I made and that I manage, I can continue to multiply to create greater levels of financial freedom. So I want you, if you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a part-time entrepreneur or a full-time entrepreneur, I want you to beware. I want you to become very aware of the fact that things around us have changed so dramatically. So again, look at how the interest rates are going up. Look at how there's a lack of supply for certain things, which makes more of a demand for certain things. These are products and these are certain services. And because all of these things are happening, they are affecting negatively the economy. And the more they affect the economy, the more people who are in the economy, entrepreneurs, consumers, both, the more this starts affecting the economy, the more most people start contracting within that economy. So what happens is you have this economic system, right? So let's just say we got the economy right here. We got the economy, and this is the economic system, right? And this economy just continues to go and grow. And so you as an individual or as an entrepreneur, you are in this economy. But now all of a sudden in this economy, things start changing. So the prices of goods and services start going up. the prices of interest rates and certain things that you need or just want start going up. And the more this starts happening, it seems like this economic cycle starts slowing down. It starts grinding. It starts becoming more difficult. And most people, I can probably say 99%. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but hey, until you prove me differently, I'm going to just exaggerate today. I would say 99% of the people and the businesses that are in economies like this, where prices are going up and things are becoming inflated, wages are going down, it's harder to buy certain things, it ain't moving the way it's moving, it ain't booming. 99% of the people, of the yous, whether you're an individual or entrepreneur, 99% of the people try to check out. They want to get out of that. They're like, you know what? Let me just stand over here on the sideline and let me just wait until this thing speeds back up again. And until some of these prices start coming down and until it becomes a little more easier and more efficient. So what happens is if 99%, even if it's not 99%, whatever that number is, if the overwhelming majority of people and entrepreneurs start contracting, moving out of the economy because they don't want to spend money, they don't want to move faster, they don't want to reinvest in themselves and in their businesses, they don't want to buy stuff, they just don't want to participate in this chaos, in this volatile economy. If they move out of it and contract, guess what happens? They leave room for a small percentage of people to say, you know what? Not only do I want to be inside of it, but I want to start taking my resources, my money, my time, my energy, my effort, and I want to start eating up as much as I can because everybody else decided to check out. And so for the next 18 to 24 months, especially because of how things are economically happening, there are a lot of people who are going to check out. They're going to walk away from opportunities. They're going to walk away from businesses. They're going to walk away from investments. They're going to walk away from relationships. They're going to walk away from circles. They're literally leaving the economy. And you, as an entrepreneur, you've got to beware. Because while everybody is contracting, okay, while the majority of people today are contracting, this is what you need to do. You need to be thinking about expanding. How can I expand? How can I expand? The first thing you need to expand is your thinking. You need to expand. You need to expand in your thinking. So now I got to start thinking different about money. I cannot believe that there's not enough money in the economy. I can't believe that there are not enough opportunities. I can't believe that I'm not going to be able to grow my business. If I start believing that, I'm checking out. The moment you start believing that, you're contracting. The moment you start believing that, you start falling back, you start pulling back, you ain't doing the things you did, you're not as aggressive, you taking breaks, you getting depressed, you feeling a little weary, you start convincing yourself it's better to wait until 2025 to do this, do that, and the other. And guess what happens? You miss out on one of the greatest opportunities probably of our lifetime. And so how do you expand? How do you expand? Because we're not contracting. That's not what we're doing. That's not what this show is about. That's not what me sharing information with you is about. You came on this show, you're watching this show, you're listening to me because you are ready to expand. You need to say that to yourself. I'm ready to expand. I'm ready to expand personally. I'm ready to expand professionally. I'm ready to expand financially. Come on, say it. You got to say this to yourself. Say, I'm ready to expand. I'm ready to expand personally. I got to expand personally. I got to get around better people. I got to change the quality of my character. I got to start learning more. I got to expand professionally. I got to get better at certain professional things that are going to make me and my business better. I got to become more skilled at certain things, okay? I got to expand financially. I got to start thinking about becoming a millionaire. I got to start thinking about becoming a multimillionaire. I got to start thinking about becoming a billionaire. I got to start thinking about doing the things that people who are in those financial positions do. And I can't keep thinking about what I'm not able to do, what I don't have money to do, what I don't think is going to be able to happen. You don't want to think about that. If you keep thinking about money wrong, people wrong, business wrong, the economy wrong, it don't mean you don't need to know what's going on. That's why I'm saying beware. You need to know what's going on. You need to be very aware of these things. But once you are aware of them and you know what exactly you need to do not to fall victim to it, then focus on doing the things you need to do so that you don't become a victim of an economic contraction. And one of the first things you need to do is you need to start thinking different about money. And the only way you're going to think different about money is start learning more about it. That's the only way you're going to start thinking different about it. Period. If I'm wrong, correct me. But people that I talk to who think crazy about money, that ain't got money, are people who ain't learning about no money. Because there ain't no way in this world you're going to learn about money every day. Ain't no way in this world you're going to be studying about money. You're going to familiarize yourself with money. You're going to learn new principles and practices about money. And you're not going to think different about money. So now learning about money changes how I think about money. Learning about business changes how I think about business. Learning about expanding my personal, professional, and financial life changes how I think about expanding my personal, my professional, and my financial life. And you may be an individual that's just surrounded by other individuals who don't learn, which means they don't think, which means they never expand. And so you got to make a decision. Do you want to stay around that? Do you even want to risk the next year and a half, 2 years doing the same thing, knowing that every day we move closer into the future, we're moving closer into a different world. Every day things are changing. Every day things are changing. New forms of information are being introduced to us every single day. And if you ain't progressing, if you're not in the know, all right, in the KNOW, I can guarantee you done already fell off the wagon. I can guarantee you done already fallen off and you don't even know how to find yourself to get back up. But guess what? You have an opportunity to get in the game and to play the game at a high level. But it's not going to come without you deciding and committing to learn, to educate. Like learning and education is like essential to your business success, to your financial success. And if you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a part-time entrepreneur, but especially if you're a full-time entrepreneur, if you waking up every day running a business and you ain't learning every day, if you're not learning about sales, about marketing, about tax strategies, about systems and processes, what is you doing? Like, I'm just trying to figure out, can you really help me understand that? If you got a business or a side hustle, if you call yourself an entrepreneur and every day you wake up, you ain't learning about sales and marketing, technology, social media, systems, processes, financial strategies. If you ain't learning about this stuff, what in the world are you doing then? What are you doing? You can't be participating in economic expansion. You can't be participating in personal, professional, and financial wealth building. There's no way, because you cannot participate in these things if you're not learning the necessary information that shows you how to properly and successfully participate in these things. And so I would love to know, what are your goals? What are you actually projecting to do for the next 18 to 24 months? Do you have a dollar amount? that you've already kind of decided you want to make for the next 2 years? Are there certain goals that you got for your business? Is there a certain growth rate you want to see yourself operating in? Is there a certain number of employees that you have? Maybe if you still work on a job and you're doing your business on the side, maybe you're just ready to grow your business so that you can work full time. But if you do want to grow your business to work full time, what is the dollar amount? How much does your business need to make to be able to pay you and take care of itself in order for you to be full time? You need to dial in and focus in on what that looks like so that you can start moving in that direction and learning what needs to be learned. Because if you have an issue in your business, whatever the issue is, you got to find the issue, identify with it, and then you need to figure out, okay, what are the necessary pieces of information that I need to learn in order to fix this problem area of my life and this problem area of my business. So now, I want to give you an opportunity to be a part of something, because for the next 2 weeks, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be personally working with and coaching a group of people who are preparing to join me on Saturday, October the 22nd. I'm hosting my last public event for the year, and it's going to be a business boot camp. I'm hosting it on Saturday, October the 22nd, okay? During this boot camp, it's going to be a 4-hour deep dive. During this boot camp, there are 2 main concepts that I'm going to be sharing principles and practices on, okay? This is 2 weeks from now, so you can mark your calendar, and I really want you to be a part of this for the next 2 weeks. So I'm going to be talking about holding companies, and I'm going to be talking about creative tax strategies. Now, these are 2 of the most common concepts that I teach about in my online courses. I teach about them in my live events. I work with clients as a business coach and consultant on these 2 topics, among many other topics. But these 2 topics or concepts are 2 of the most popular topics and concepts that I get a lot of feedback, I get a lot of questions on, and I have a lot of clients and students who really want to know more about it. So if you are interested in learning a lot of the secret sauces, the strategies behind holding companies, maybe you've heard of it, maybe you're not too familiar with it, or maybe you know a little bit more than other people about it, but you just don't have all the information on it. You're still trying to figure out how you set one up, how maybe you have one set up, but you don't know how to structure it. You don't know how to build it out. Maybe you don't know how to run the day-to-day operations of it. I'm going to be sharing a lot of information, and so I'm taking the next 2 weeks to really teach people, but more importantly, coach you how to actually use these 2 concepts to create a wealth building vehicle for your life. These 2 concepts really can become wealth building vehicles for you. There is no wealthy company, there is no major corporation on this planet that doesn't use these 2 concepts, period. There's no wealthy person that don't use these 2 concepts. How do you know that? Well, Amazon is a holding company. Walmart and Sam's Club is owned, not all 100%, but it's operated and managed by a holding company, Walton Enterprises. Bank of America is a holding company. JP Morgan is a holding company. Johnson & Johnson is a holding company. Like, we can just go on and on and on. Most of the major corporations and companies on the planet are holding companies. You have YouTube and you have Google. They're owned by Alphabet, which is a holding company. And a lot of companies that become million-dollar, multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar companies, sometimes they don't create holding companies until they get big enough to do it. But the concept that they use doesn't have to be used when you become a million-dollar company. You don't have to wait until you become a successful million-dollar company to create these concepts and use them. You can do it when you're just a startup. I mean, you can do it when you're a startup and just at least build your organization out as you go, especially if you have the right information. So I'm taking the next 2 weeks to work with a group of people who have already signed up. There are other people who are signing up for this offer that I've made. And here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be teaching you, but I'm also going to be coaching you on how to properly start and structure holding companies. I'm teaching you all the ins and outs of holding companies. Like, there's probably no question that you have about a holding company that I'm not answering just within this 2-week window. I guarantee this. I'm going to answer all your questions, and I'm going to show you all the nuts and bolts of filing and forming your paperwork. How do you draft your operating agreements? What language do you use? How do you integrate the right systems and processes to these types of entities? And secondly, this is very, very important, how do you implement creative tax strategies with these types of business infrastructures? Like, I'm telling you, these two concepts are really wealth building concepts that a lot of small business owners and everyday entrepreneurs don't use. And most small business owners don't use them because they don't know anything about them. So if you want to take the next 2 weeks and work with me and allow me to teach you and coach you, I have an amazing offer. Here's what I'm doing. I have these 2 courses that I'm giving you access to. These 2 courses, and I'm going to be hosting this Saturday a live Zoom coaching call. So this is a live Zoom coaching call that I'm hosting this Saturday. So what I want to do is I want to give you access to these 2 courses so that you could get onboarded, you can start training and educating yourself on holding companies. You can start educating yourself on creative tax strategies. And while you're going through each module, you can start writing down the questions that you have, especially if you've already been making money this year and you really don't know if you're going to owe taxes, or you don't have your financial books in place. You don't really know a whole lot about business accounting. I'm going to teach you a lot of that in this, and it's going to really, really help you dial in on how to get your books together, how you use QuickBooks to really track your income and expenses, and to start building out your deductions and write-offs the correct way, and how you forecast ahead so that you can always be on top of your financial activities. So I'll give you access to these 2 courses, okay? Then this Saturday, we're going to show up on a live Zoom, and I'm going to do a little deep diving into these 2 topics, and I'm going to answer any questions that you have to help you tweak whatever it is that you're putting together, whether it's your holding company, whether it's an operating company, whether it's you filing and forming your paperwork, whether it's you drafting your agreements, whether it's you trying to reconcile your books and get a grip on your activities of your income and expenses so that you can be in a better position before the year ends. I'll answer all those questions. And then on the 22nd of this month, we're going to have a 4-hour boot camp. And so during this boot camp, I'll be talking about a lot of things that you may have missed, or you may have not even been able to cover on the courses that I give you access to online. So I'm giving you access to 2 courses, a live Zoom coaching call this Saturday, and then next Saturday, a 4-hour boot camp. And I'm giving you access to all of that. This might be a surprise for you, but I'm giving you access to it for $197. For $197. So all you have to do is text the word special to 404-478-7213. You text the word special to this number, and I'm going to give you access to it for $197. Okay? So $197, you get access to what? You get access to an entire holding company course, and this course has a startup kit in it. So I have a do-it-yourself startup kit. I have walkthrough video tutorials to show you each step of the process, from your EIN number, your articles of organization. I already have pre-drafted operating agreements and other documents inside of this one course. Like I literally sell these 2 courses for $4.97 a piece. If you go to my main website, you'll see my holding company course and my financial tax strategy course for $4.97 a piece. So this is $994 right here of value. Plus I'm giving you a free live Zoom coaching call. Like I've got clients that I have live coaching calls with every week, and they pay thousands of dollars to be in my coaching program. So I'm gonna give you access to my live Zoom coaching call, and you're gonna get a priority VIP ticket to our 4-hour boot camp, which means I'm prioritizing all your questions. If you have questions, I'm gonna make sure I cover all those questions. So for $197, you text the word special to this number, we'll get you onboarded today. Like literally within 10 minutes, we can get your $197 payment processed. We can get you onboarded to our online program so that you can start training on these 2 courses. And then Saturday, we're gonna have a live Zoom. I'll answer any questions that you have now that you're tracking on these 2 courses. And we'll show up on the 22nd for our 4-hour boot camp. So all you have to do is text the word special. I mean, this is an offer that you can't refuse. Even if you don't show up to the live Zoom coaching call or the 4-hour boot camp, the fact that you can get 2 $497 courses for $197, it's worth it. I mean, I think we probably have a couple people that just called in and said, you know what? I'm just taking the courses because they're on sale. Like the fact that they're always $497. I just wanted to make sure that I gave you more of an opportunity to be better prepared for the end of this year, because every year I have clients. Like I know I goof off sometime when I'm on my show, and it's a show. I'm on this show, okay? So I goof off, I have fun, I enjoy myself, you know, and I enjoy sharing information with you when I show up here Monday through Friday. But when I'm not on this show, I'm a business consultant. I'm a business coach. I work with a lot of clients, people who pay a lot of money for my company to help them put their businesses together, their ministries, structure their systems and processes. Like we really work here. We don't, this is not just some internet game that I play, okay? This is real business. My clients show up here on my in my headquarters, and they know this is what he does every day, and he's really working. My wife, my team, myself, we work every day. We don't play games, and we're not shade tree, we're not shabby. We're doing a real important service, and I have a lot of clients who make a lot of money and who pay a lot of taxes. And I have a lot of clients who don't pay money. I mean, they don't make a lot of money and they still pay a lot of taxes. And one of the reasons why they always find themselves in tax trouble and financial trouble is because they don't have the right business systems, number one. They don't have the right businesses set up right. And then number two, they don't understand tax strategies. They don't understand financial accounting. They don't understand how to track their income and expenses. They don't know anything about forecasting. They know nothing about this stuff. And, you know, for a while, I thought every business owner understood these things until I realized they don't. And so I want to help you become a very professional and sophisticated entrepreneur. But in order for you to do that, you've got to open yourself up and learn, and you got to train. So I'm giving you this offer today. I'm giving you 2 courses, holding company course, creative tax strategy course. I'm giving you access to a free live business coaching call this Saturday, and then you're gonna join me for our 4-hour boot camp 2 Saturdays from now. And all this for $197. Just text the word special to 404-478-7213. So I would love to know what your biggest takeaway was from today's show. I would love to know what your biggest takeaway was. And just give me some feedback on how you feel about what's happening in the economy. And what do you think you need to be doing? I would love to hear from you. So I hope you take me up on this offer. And if you're already a part of one of our programs, we just sent you a message. If you're a part of if you are already a member of our Millionaire Blueprint, or if you are in our mentorship program, our coaching program, we just sent you a special offer because you already have access to these 2 courses. So this won't be a special for you, but we sent you a special for $197. It was an exclusive offer that we sent you. So just check your email. If you are already a member of our Millionaire Blueprint, or if you're a member of our coaching program and you want to take me up on this $197 offer, you already have these courses, so you don't need them. You got access to them already. But we just emailed you a special offer. If you didn't get the email, check your email or just reach out to your concierge and we'll share that offer with you over the phone. So we wanted to get you in on it as well because, listen, you gotta get this right before the year ends. So many people go into the next year and they realize, man, I owe too much in taxes and I wasn't prepared, and I didn't have my business set up the right way, and now I lost $10,000. And I've heard all these horror stories. This is why at the end of the year, like now, I try to bring everybody together. I try to make my offers as reasonable as possible for you to get this information right so that you can move into the new year successful and at peace, knowing your business and your finances are put together. So text the word special to 404-478-7213. I'll be talking about this offer for the next couple days until or unless I just get tired of it and I'm like, you know what, I'm taking the offer off the table. But until then, we're going to be talking about these principles and these concepts for the next couple weeks leading up to our last public event on Saturday the 22nd. But I would love to be able to work with you, to teach you, and to coach you for the next 2 weeks on these concepts so that you can dial in on what you need to do for the next 18 to 24 months. Entrepreneurs beware. Entrepreneurs beware. There's an economic contraction taking place and you don't need to be a part of any of it. You need to be expanding. You need to be growing. You need to be winning because there's a whole lot of abundance. There's a whole lot of money. There are a whole lot of opportunities in this world, but it's only going to happen for those of us who do what needs to be done to go get it. And when you got the right business structure, when you got the right systems and processes in place, it makes it so much more easier. So appreciate all of you. Thank you for joining the show. We'll be back here tomorrow, same place, same time on the Ramonepreston Show. Have an amazing